Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to practice some IELTS reading together. Where if you're giving your academic or your general exam, it's often seen that the MCQs are considered as one of the hardest part, and along with that people often get confused when they get three types of questions all together for the same passage. In this one we have four of them. See, actually three of them, my bad. So three types of question. So today I will be showing you what's the best way we can get these questions done in under 10 minutes. There will be three parts of the video: part 1, 2 and 3. The answers will be posted in the end of part 3 video, so stay tuned. So rather than reading the passage before, we will read the questions. Some people often do the fill in the blanks, or you can say the summary questions. But from my end, what we are going to do is, I will start from the very beginning so that you are not getting confused, or if we are not missing any answers. This is one of the you can say the websites which I'm using, and it's the exact format you get in your computer as IELTS. So what they say is, what does the writer say about performance of older typists on the test? So it means they have conducted a test and they are trying to see what are the differences or what is the performance for them. The first one, they say they used different motor skills from younger typists, that they are using different skills, different ways from the other typists. They have been more efficiently trained. So in these three, if you see, this thing is common that they are comparing. First one, they are saying more efficiently trained, second is more time saving techniques, and third is more concentration. These three things. The first one is they are saying different motor skills. So we will see first of all where it's talked about older typists and then about the test, like where they have tested them. So in this thing they are showing the experiments, that what are done or what are not done. But if you go down here, over here, there's a rapper could compare which network of neurons were the same. The neural networks they used were significantly different. The older subject used, so subject word here is for the typist because they are using a typing test here. If you will read further, see, they are using typing here. So what they are saying is, the older typer used different internal strategies. So they are saying they are using different internal skills or this to accomplish comparable results at the same time. They are saying they are using the different strategies with which they can score better, or at least they can finish the test in the same time. Rest, they are saying the older typists, it turned out achieve their higher speed. With the cunning little strategies, they made them more efficient. So they are saying they achieved much better. How? By following their cunning little strategies. So they used their strategies, what they have, and they were able to perform more better than their younger ones. So it means this thing we are going to use the elimination technique. So there is nothing talked about trained. They were not trained. They used their little strategies. So answer cannot be B. And they said they didn't use the time saving techniques. No. They used the little cunning strategies, the internal strategies which they have. So this option will also be not there. The next one is better concentration, but here nothing is talked about concentration. It is saying the strategies which they use. So option A will be correct, in which they say they use different motor skills from the younger typists, that they're thinking the way they were thinking, or they did the test, they were able to do it at the same time with them. Now the next question, there's an experiment with rats. So now it's the results they are showing with the rat. The first is brain structure only changed when the rats were given a familiar toy. And they say the brain structure of rat only changed when they were giving a familiar toy, or the rats become anxious after a lengthy period of time alone. They said the rats were not able to live alone after a lengthy period of time. The next is the rats lived longer then they were a part of the social group. They said the rats which they put on the side, they were able to live more as compared to one who were a part of their social group. Or the other one, the rat brain expand or shrank depending on the level of mental activity. So the amount of mind they are using, they are occupying it, the brains, it expand or shrank. So next thing it tell her there is nothing about rats. So we will see where here it's talked about rats over here. So we will read this whole paragraph once. So they're saying in fact there is this. So we have to eliminate the words. We don't have to waste our time reading everything. In fact, there is evidence that deterioration in mental function. So see, it's talked about the mental functioning, like deteriorating. It's depleting mental functioning. Show that mental activity makes neurons sprouts new dendrites, which establish connection with this. They are giving example when a rat is kept in isolation, the animal brain shrinks. So they are saying when they keep rat alone, it shrinks their mind. But if we put the rat with other in a large cage and give them assortment of toys, we can show after further significant differences in their brain. So they are saying they see their brain, and then they explained it that the whole cerebral cortex has expanded. So this is something with their brain. So what they are trying to show is if they are alone, their brain shrinks, but if they are putting them with someone else, their brain, it shows significant difference. It shows the difference in that. So over here, the first thing they are showing is brain structure only changed when they are given a familiar toy. No, they said when they are isolated it shrink, when they are put it in a group and they are given some assortment of toy, it expands. So option A is incorrect. The next one, they are saying the rat become anxious after a lengthy period of time alone. It's not. Their brain shrinks. They don't get anxiety or nothing. They said, and there is nothing talked about the rat living either longer or less. But option D will be correct. How? Because they said the rat brains expand or shrank depending on the level of mental activity. Because how? They said when they are put in a large cage with other rats and given toys, their brain expands. Moving on to third question, they say a comparison between adults and children who played chess. So now the subject is chess. After rats, they have chose the word chess. They are saying the children were as capable as adults of remembering a series of numbers. So children were same capability of adults. They are saying children had better recall of the layout pieces. They were better at recalling, remembering them. The adults stored memories of chess moves in a more logical manner. And the last one is the adults had clear memories of chess game they had played. So in this one now, I will find where it's talked about chess, so that we don't have to waste our time reading the whole passage for now. Over here, there is nowhere it's talked about chess. But if we go to this paragraph now, see, this is written as chess player. So our answer should be somewhere here. So what they are saying is a group of adult novice chess players were compared with a group of child experts at the game. But when asked to remember the patterns of chess pieces arranged on the board, children won. So you see there is the exact line. They say when they compare like the experts with the child, they see that when asked to remember the pattern of pieces on the chess, the children won. So it means what children were good at, children were better recalling the layout of pieces. So when you are doing reading, don't expect all the words to be in exactly the same way written. We have to find the similar words, not the exact words, because they will definitely use some synonyms. Now these three are done. Let's move on to these questions. So they say psychologists distinguish between two different type of memory. So what I'm going to do is I'll see where this memory word is written here. So if we see about the first one, there was nothing about memory in this one, just here, but it was a memory test. They are talking about two different type of memories. The next one is, in this one, nothing. The red one, there was nothing. And in this one, it's just a hospital routine, so it was nothing in there as well. But if we go on this paragraph, let's read it. One of the most profoundly important mental function is memory. So there should be something here related to this memory summary. Memory exists in more than one form. So you see here it clarifies that we are on the correct passage because they are talking about two different type of memories here. What we can call knowledge fact is what psychologists such as Harry Berwick or this is just, you don't have to read this even. The first memory they call is semantic memory. So the first answer I am going to write down is semantic and dash memory. So let's see what other memory they are talking about. Events, conversation and occurrence in time and space on other hand make up episodic memory. So see, two answers in two lines. So it means our remaining answers will be somewhere in the next parts. To are done, they are saying a study was conducted into the people's knowledge of dash to remember or to determine their recall identity or ability. So over here it's written as nothing, but here proving the longevity of knowledge. Tested 1,000 high school graduates to see how well they remembered the school subject algebra. So on what thing the test was done? People's knowledge on subject algebra. So the answer for this one will be algebra, and ensure you are writing the correct answer. If you are giving a computer based exam, they won't be highlighting the spelling mistakes, so you have to be very careful. Schools also help with brain function called dash. They said the school help with what brain function they say. So we will read in there and see what they are talking about. So from here we just going to read the next things. This is all about algebra, so for now I am skipping this. I don't have to read it all. We will read. Perhaps even more important than the ability to remember is the ability to manage memory, a mental function known as metamemory. You could say metamemory is a byproduct of going to college. So what you learn, what school helps you to learn is known as metamemory. This is why a more highly educated person is generally more successful and does better in dash test. They are saying in what test they perform better. So we will find it out after that. It should be written somewhere over the next. So if you read from here, they're saying this may be one of the reasons why the better educated person, they are taking it with highly educated person, is more likely they are to perform well. They are performing more good or does better, you can take, in many aspects of life and in psychological assessments. If you see, they have replaced the test words with assessments. So here your answer would be psychological assessments. And the next one now. Some of the mental functions remain unaffected by age or even improve. They said there are some things, the functions which remain unaffected by age or even by number. For example, as if we get older, our knowledge of dash increase. So it's with the increasing thing. So I would just leave this for now because this is all related to what we do, how the students perform well, this and that. So what I'm going to do is I would see something related to improvement by age or something. If you go at the last, we will read here. They say on a more optimistic note, one mental resource that only improves with time is specialized knowledge. See, they are saying our knowledge increase with time. They are saying in this apparently does not vocabulary is another such special form of knowledge. So our knowledge of dash increase, it's vocabulary. The remaining ones now. So usually in these ones, what I do is I will just highlight the main words from these ones. Like the first one, educational system makes students aware of how their memory works. This is the education system. The other say, although older people may use a different mental approach while completing a task, they can still achieve the same result as younger one. Different mental approach. Being open to new ways of doing things can have a positive impact on your mental condition. Open to new ways. Positive impact on your mental condition. And then both animals and humans need to exist in an environment full of interest. So there are the people's names. So if you remember the MCQs and the fill in the blanks we have done before, on the upper side, if we see this one, both animals and human need to exist in an environment full of interest. Here it was talked about rats. Correct? So without wasting any time, I'll see which was the person or the neurologist who did it. It was Marine Diamond. So the answer for this one will be B, because he established a connection between that human beings and animals need to exist in an environment full of interest. So I just use that. And even if you talk about this one, although older people may use a different approach, but they achieve the same result as the younger ones. They achieve the same result. If we talk about hair, remember the sky, they said they used the same little strategies and they were efficient as compared to the younger one. They were same. They were able to achieve everything in the same. So here the answer would be A. So our Stanley Raptor is gone. This one is gone. Marine Diamond is gone. Now we have the remaining two. Education system makes students aware of how their memory works. They are talking about the education system. If we go down, we have seen somewhere here the person talking about that. Just take a second and see where they talked about it. Over here, you got it right. See, they talked about, they said the psychological assessments, the meta memory system and everything. It helps them. It makes the students aware. So the education system makes students aware about how their memory works. Who did it? It was Robert K. So the answer would be E in this one. And the last one we are left with, they are saying being open to new ways of doing things can have a positive impact. It can have a positive impact on the people. So we are left with two people now, Harry and Warner. Let's see where the Warner person is. Over here, just next to it. See this line. Explain scale. He said cognitive style, another factor in maintaining mental function in this. He calls the ability to adapt and roll with the life punches. So what he says that open ways have a positive impact on your mental condition, and then rest he explained it. So this answer will be C, Warner. So we are done with section A. Now go to my next video to watch part 2.